Shalom Aleichem, Rabbi Isai. We are now in the week before Chanukah. The week before Chanukah is a very interesting week. We're going to learn a little bit about the Parshas Vayeshev and then a lot about Chanukah. Last week we also learned about Chanukah. Now we'll continue the 36 questions and answers of Chanukah. And the 36 questions and answers of Chanukah can be found right on here on TorahAnytime.com. Just when you go to my site, you'll see the two headers. One is Ani Mamin, I think, and one is Laws of Chodesh, and also the 36 questions on Chanukah, questions and answers. We're coming out with my sefer very shortly. The questions and answers on the 17 major and minor Yom Tovim. And the second section of the sefer will be 101 questions on Tefillah, on davening. And the third section will be assorted knowledge. Questions and answers on Chasana, Chol Hamoed, Bris, Rosh Chodesh, Aveilus, Chol Hamoed, Pidyon Haben, things like that. So now let us say, because this week, oh by the way, here you see these lulavim. I just wanted to show you what you do with your lulavim a few months after Sukkot. You can take all of them and take each blade of the lulav, and take the back of a knife and hold the blade with the knife and pull it, and it opens into right side or left side, and you get this sort of decorative lulav decoration next year for the lulav, for the sukkah, or for the at home. I'm doing it for 20, 30 years. Now we have a lot of them all around. Decorative lulav flower. So this coming Shabbos night will be Chanukah. That means we have one Shabbos Chanukah, not this Shabbos, because this Motzi Shabbos will be Chanukah. Sunday will be the first day Chanukah, and the last Shabbos will be the last next Shabbos. The last day of Chanukah will be next Shabbos, and next Shabbos will be the Parsha of Miketz. It always comes out on Miketz. Always. 96%. I don't know, 6 times, 7 times, 8 times in 100 years it doesn't come out. Miketz, because Miketz is the Chanukah type of Sedra. It was about the Pharaoh's dream that the weak eat up, destroy the powerful. That's the Chanukah dream. There's many other reasons, about 9 reasons in the Torah. 5 of them come from Miketz. And the Miketz is the only parsha in the Torah, if you look at it, where they count up the number of words. Every other parsha they tell you how many pesukim. And then the Miketz they tell you 2,025 words. Why? Be sure that the calendar makers should always know that Chanukah must come out in Miketz. 98%. Because 2,025, every night of Chanukah, the minimum, if you're poor, the minimum mitzvah is 1 light, candle or oil. And there is 250. And 8 times 250 is 2,000. And that all starts on the 25th of Kislev. So 2,025 is how many words in Miketz, because of the fact that it has to be, the Chanukah has to come out of Miketz 96% of the time. And sometimes it comes out in Vayeshev. You know why? Because in Vayeshev, 5% of the time, because Vayeshev also has something about Chanukah. It says the Chanukah lights cannot be higher than 20 amos above street level. That's about 40 feet. They threw Yosef in a pit, and no one could find him, could see it even in the pit. If you wouldn't scream, you wouldn't see it. And here we learn, Rashi says, that the pit was 20 amos deep, at least, but it was 20 amos deep, which is 40 feet. And that's why they would never find him. If he wouldn't scream, he would never get out. No one would know he's there. From here you learn that lo shilta be'ena, because the eye doesn't look down 40 feet. You look down 5, 10 feet, you don't stare 40 feet down, you can't do it. The pit eventually gets black on the bottom. So, from here you learn lo shilta be'ena, no one walks around like this and looking up 40 feet for a Chanukah menorah on the 2nd, 3rd, 4th floor of a house. So lo shilta be'ena, so you can't put a menorah over 20 amos high off the street. That's why Yosef would put in a pit that he would die. No one would take him out of there if he didn't scream. Lo Shiltu Be'ein, it was 20 amas deep or more. From here you learn 20 amas. Anyhow, that's in this week's Seder. Next week's Seder, right after this week ends, Motzi Shabbos starts Miketz. That's when you have Chanukah Sunday, and it ends with the Shabbos after this one on Miketz. And we have Rosh Chodesh this coming Shabbos of Teves, and the 5th or 6th day of Chanukah is always Rosh Chodesh, because Chanukah starts on the 25th, and it has only 30 days. So Friday, Thursday night Friday, will be Rosh Chodesh Teves, 6th day of Chanukah. 6, 7, 8, the last 3 days. First, the second, the third day of Teves. The 4th day of Teves is the yahrzeit of my mother, Zeichet Tzedek L'Brocha. All right, next week we'll make a yahrzeit shir on Chanukah. Let us now talk 3 thoughts of the Mayon Beis HaShe'eva on Vayeshev. You know, it says there in the Chumash he returned after 20 years with love on 14 for the 2 wives, 6 for himself, and then about 2 years on the road, 22 years, and he was 98 years old now. He left when he was 77, and then he worked 7 years for Rachel, and that was 84, and then a week later he didn't get Rachel, he got Leah. A week later he got Rachel. Then he worked 7 more years, and then 6 more years for himself, and then he left, he was about 98. Came home, he was about 99 and a half, 100. And then the story of Yosef starts. Yosef was 7 years old when they left. And he came home, Yosef was about 9, 2 years later. And then 10 years later, Yosef was about 17, 18. And Yaakov was about 99 plus 10, he was about 110. The first thing the Mayon Beis HaShe'eva Zeichet Tzaddik L'Brocha asks, he wanted to live in peace, Yaakov, finally, with all the sorrows of his life, being chased by Esau's brother years ago, wanted to kill him. Now he came with 400 soldiers a year and a half ago, you know, when he started on the trip to kill him. And then Lavan tricked him for 20 years, and the story with Dinah, so much sorrows. Vayeshev Yaakov, it says in Rashi, he wanted to live in little peace and harmony. My father brings down here the Gemara and says, you want to live in harmony, says Rashi, in this world, you get Olam Haba. Living in harmony in this world is not for tzaddikim. Here you have to be under stress. In the next world, you get it forever and ever and ever, Olam Haba, Gan Eden, everything. You want to have both worlds. So my father asked the question, what's so bad about having peace of mind, no stress, and harmony? What's wrong? First question. Yeshu Yaakov Eretz Megurei Oviv. Yaakov lived in the land of his father's sojourning, Hebron, down there. Curious about Hebron. Eretz Canaan. Ada told us Yaakov Yosef. These are the generations of Yaakov. Should say Reuven, no? Mostly it's about